Hey, this is Scott Coombe, and the question today is, what do you need to know about the makeup of cancer? So there's typically two, maybe three properties of the environment around cancer when it's inside our bodies that we really need to take a look at. And this was discovered back in 1923, I believe it was, by Dr. Otto Warburg. And he came to discover that, and it won him the Nobel Prize in microbiology at the time, 1930. But that you take a look at where the cancer is, okay? And cancer does not breathe oxygen like all the rest of our healthy body systems. So what it needs is it needs to starve out the oxygen in that certain place in our body, and what it does is it feeds off sugar, okay? And what that does is that's how it thrives. And so if you find a way to either cut out sugar, or on the other hand, add extra oxygen to that area of your body, you're going to have a dramatic effect on the cancer cells. Okay? The other property that's very important is acidity. Okay? Our body's natural, our blood is about 7.365 pH. Okay? And our body, varies a little bit between there. But, our blood system has to be maintained at pretty much a very small pH level. Okay? And depending on what we're eating and drinking, we're going to either add higher pH to our body. That's if we're drinking very alkaline foods, very greens, like a very strict vegetarian, vegan diet, eating kale and lots of greenies, or you're having a lot of acidic foods, such like hamburgers or Big Mac, or soda pop is huge, or sports drinks like that, vitamin water. That stuff is just so acidic, it just destroys the body. It lowers the pH incredibly. Now the body's blood, it's got a self-regulating system, so what happens is the rest of the body pays the toll for it, okay? And so when we say eat some of the bad foods that we do, and I'm definitely amongst the part where my food is still very balanced. I have some very acidic foods and I have some very alkaline foods. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to make a balance so it doesn't pay a toll on my body. Now, typically, if you have cancer, 80% of cancer is caused by our diet. And from the other 20%, sometimes it's environmentally caused. Sometimes there's numerous other different causes. I'm not going to get into the causes too much right now. But when it's our diet, that means that we've taken in too much of an acidic diet than an alkaline. And, that's okay. Almost all food that we have out on the marketplace right now is very acidic. So what we need to do is be able to counter that. Okay? Now, what we need is a little, cancer is extremely acidic. Okay, it flourishes in an acidic environment, just like it in a non-oxygenized environment. And so what we need to do is, you got the Gershom method and other different methods where you talk about eating a strict vegetarian diet, cutting out the meats, the sugars, that kind of stuff. And that leads us to a more alkalinizing body. Okay. That is a very long process. It takes months. Now, most people are saying, it doesn't matter if it takes months, I got to beat cancer, because cancer, for the most part, is a death sentence, especially certain particular cancers. So what we want to do is alkalize the body. Now, I live in Portland, Oregon, and I deliver Kangen water to cancer patients. And it's a specialty water from hospitals in Japan. And we can buy them finally now here in America. And what I do is I just give them the water and perhaps some supplements if they want to buy them. And the Kangen water is extremely antioxidant. It's a hydroxyl ion, so there's a lot more oxygen in the body and that it brings into the body, and it's one of the most, at a 9.5 pH, neutralizes the acids in the body very quickly. And there's no other water that I know of on the planet that does exactly what an addict Kangen water unit does. So that's what I do to help treat people, because it helps take care of cancer. I've had a 14-year-old girl, and she went from 4-stage cancer to almost no cancer, and the tumor shrank about 20-30% in about 2 weeks. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. That was one of my first success stories. And unfortunately, all this was in preparing to go before the chemotherapy people, and they said, wow, the cancer seems to be going and the tumor's shrinking, but you know what, we're still going to put you on the chemotherapy, and we're still going to do such and such and such and such. And, they just poisoned her. But she was still drinking the Kangen water and was able to go through that process very quickly. But I was very shocked because there was no need for all that toxics. And the family has lots of debt just to take care of that cancer process. So anyway, if you're in the Portland, Oregon area, give me a call. I will make sure that you get some taken care of for cancer, because one of my missions is I want to rid the world of cancer. And I'm going to do it against the will of the pharmaceutical companies. So guys, Scott Coombe, talk to you later. Okay, check out another one of my videos. See you later.